Well, I actually think that both the Tony McAvoy runners looked outstanding in the yard. They're the two that I've really had to weigh up which one that I'm going for on top of the other. I have decided to go with the Sanctimonious on top. He's a really good sized colt, quite athletic. My only concern with him would be, considering his size and athleticism, maybe the track might not be to his liking, whereas the stablemate Logan Rivers probably a little bit more compact and a bit stronger. But I just think Sanctimonious is a really nice colt. He had a bit of physical upside over some of these runners. And I guess considering they're the two runners that I am tossing up between, the best person to talk to is the Tony McAvoy stable rep in Mick Shepherdson, and James is with him now.
Thanks a lot, Jane. I'm joined by Michael Shepherdson. Michael, Tony's nice and dry sitting on the couch at home, and he's sent you along to do the dirty work here at Sandown. Can it be a worthwhile trip out to Sandown with your two first starters?
Yeah, let's hope so, James. Yeah, it's a shame we're on heavy ground because there's some really nice types in this race, and looks like it could be a good form race.
What can you tell us about your two?
Our lads really well, had a really good week from their trial. Yeah, the big unknown is the ground, but they held themselves really well in the mounting yard, and yeah, see how we go.
We've seen the stable, unleash some nice 2-year-olds this season, Run Nan and Ubud. Where do these sort of two, rank up against those ones that we've already seen?
Yeah, on their trial form, they're definitely up there. Fingers crossed we go all right today, and we can sort of point them into some better races.
Jane had a slight leaning towards Sanctimonious as her pick of the yard. Do you have a leaning one way or the other?
Oh, in this ground, it's a bit of an unknown, but on his trial form, probably, excuse me, Jai's horse, he'll run really well, I think, on the speed, but Sanctimonious has probably got a bit more range about him, but with the blinkers on, he can be strong late.
Oh, two nice horses, good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Michael Shepherdson there, talking about two of our more fancied runners in the market, Logan River and Sanctimonious. As has been touched upon, eight of the 9 runners here are first starters. So as we head up to Matt Hill, Matt, interested to see how some of these debutants have made their way around to the gates.
James, thank you very much. Yes, these horses have got down to the gates and visibility is pretty ordinary, and the rain is starting to get a little bit heavier here. But overall, they look pretty relaxed. Written by, at this point, won't go into the barriers. So Written by, a little bit reluctant to go into the stalls, and from through binoculars impossible to tell if Written by has actually gone in. Classic Choice with Craig Williams in the saddle is about to come forwards. Logan River looks nice and relaxed, the Tony McAvoy runner. So the weather just closing in for the start of this first race on the card. It's been like this for about 5 to 10 minutes. The rain had cleared for the preceding hour to the meeting. Track downgraded to a heavy 8 at 11 a.m. Now British Medium about to come along. You can get pictures of Lachambi, who is quite relaxed out behind the stalls with Sanctimonious. Sanctimonious was very good, winning a barrier trial, showed a good turn of foot. The question is, will Sanctimonious be able to do that on a rain-affected track today? That ping will be taken out of their legs on the rain-affected. British Medium looked like it was carrying some condition in its trial. 13 to 10, back to 11 on the VOPs. VOPs giving us a good guide here. We have Logan River, Sanctimonious and Separate all at $5. Coronel, $6 into 5, back to $5.50, and 9.5 Written by. Now Written by is in the stalls by the looks of it. Separate coming along. There's Juanito Uvez now joining the line. Also British Medium is in the stalls. Here's Juanito Uvez about to come along, just a little bit reluctant, with Johnny Allen in the saddle. Classic Choice now comes forward, Craig Williams. So a tough day for the jocks today. I'm sure numerous pairs of goggles will be worn out there this afternoon. Logan River, Jai McNeil mills around. There's Juanito Uvez now going into the stalls. But again, just wants to back away.
Again, boys.
We'll have another go, hopefully third time lucky. And also British Medium, who's standing in barrier number 1, is quite agitated. Tote Logan River, $4.80. It's quite professional in its trial. Sanctimonious at $5, Separate $5.40. So, towel being asked for by one of the jocks in there. As we see Juanito Uvez about to attempt to go up for the third time, repeating that late scratching we have in race 2, number 4 Belgano, taken out due to the track downgrade at 11.55. Now here's Coronel going in. Going to try and leave Juanito Uvez to the last moment by the looks of it. Here is Lachambi now. Lachambi just wants to dig the heels in at the last moment. The red lights have been activated, so we're getting closer. If anything, the visibility just getting a little bit better as these horses are playing up somewhat. Here's the Schnitzel Colt Logan River standing very quietly. Take one more turn before going forwards. So we're now some 3 minutes past advertised starting time as the rain continues to bucket down. So the last one coming forward, Logan River. Juanito Uvez has gone forward. Logan River goes up now, and the field is set for the running of race number 1. Heavy 8. Bit of rocking and rolling going on in close. British Medium quite agitated. Set to gallop. Ready for the first. Stills are back and they're racing. A little bit slow was Lachambi, and beginning quickly was Logan River. It's one of the leaders with Written By on the outside, and British Medium is driving through along the inner. Sanctimonious about 2 lengths off those horses. Juanito Uvez is next the inner from Coronel. They were followed further back in the field, second last by Separate, and 2 lengths away at the tail of the field is Lachambi. So around the turn, 5.50 out. British Medium held the rails. It's probably about 2 horses off, if anything, from Logan River. Sanctimonious darting back to the inside down the dip. Written By up the middle of the track, followed by Separate, who's a bit wayward. Down the outside is Classic Choice, followed by Coronel, and then Lachambi. Logan River at the 250 in front, but Written By moves up boldly. It's Logan River and Written By from Sanctimonious back to the inside, and they were followed by Separate. Written By with 100 metres to go, surges to the front. Written By is coming clear, and Written By scored by a length. Second Sanctimonious, third Logan River, and then came Separate, next Coronel, followed by British Medium, a long gap Lachambi, followed by Classic Choice, and at the end Juanito Uvez. Written By, the colt by Written Tycoon out of Yao Chin, a Taboog mare, raced by Neville Begg and Partners Syndicates. Graham Begg trains. Jordan Childs picks up the ride, and gee, isn't he riding in some form? He is in the zone after a treble last night at Moonee Valley. He picks up the ride here from Brad Rawiller, who copped an 8-meeting suspension. Brad electing to get a release out of today. And Jordan Childs has picked up the ride and has been a good winner. That was a proficient and professional performance. Number 8, Written By first. Trained by Graham Begg and ridden by Jordan Childs. Second, number 6, Sanctimonious. Andrew Mallion for Tony McAvoy. And third, number 5, Logan River. Jai McNeil for Tony McAvoy. Fourth was number 7, Separate, Regan Bayliss for Hayes and Dabernick. And fifth was number 2, Coronel, ahead of British Medium. 8, 6, 5 and 7 confirmed. 1 length by a long neck in 59.83. 59.83. And that sits at around about 3.8 outside of the class record on this heavy 8. 1 length a long neck, 8, 6, 5 and 7. So showed a bit in the jump outs Written By, and considering that this horse had drawn the outside in a field of 9, was able to sit up the middle of the track. For a moment in the final 100 metres, Sanctimonious darted back to the inside, but there was no danger, and Written By was too good. So an exciting youngster for the Graham Begg stable, Jane, as we head down to you.
Well, Graham Begg does join me, and it's Actually a really lovely victory for you here with this horse. A lot of family background with him, bred by your father, so it's quite special that he's able to come out on debut and be successful.
Yeah, definitely. Like his half-brother, Il Divo, won at Geelong a couple of months ago, and he's a very nice horse in the making. But this fella, he's shown us well above average ability all the way through. He's had a bit of a stop-start start to his career. He went to the jump-outs at Mornington, won a jump-out but didn't get past because he had a few barrier antics, and we had to send him back to Shane Stockdale to put some more polish on him, and must say he did a fantastic job. Anyway, the horse is a very resilient type horse, to be able to put up with everything and still get to the races, you know, after the Spring Carnival, because we did have aspirations of running him in one of the races over the Carnival, either Caulfield or Flemington, so it's just great. The horse has certainly shown us plenty of natural ability at home, and it's just really good.
Yeah, well, a terrific victory for you, but also credit to you too for having had this horse in work so long and in the stable to be able to have that longevity with a 2-year-old given the time he's had in work.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of credit goes to the horse because, as I said, he's very resilient, you know, never leaves a note, and he's as tough as. So, you know, he's got a very bright future.
What do you do with him now, given you've had him up for so long and he's managed to sort of tick off the victory first up?
Well, that's the question. Like, he is eligible to run in the English race in Sydney in a couple of weeks' time. You know, it's a conundrum whether we go there or we put him away for the autumn, because I certainly think getting this out of the way now, he certainly will be up to the autumn horses.
He's a horse that obviously very much looks like a 2-year-old. He's very precocious, so it's really his time of year, isn't it?
Oh, certainly. You know, so we certainly think he'll, as I said, he'll measure up in the autumn. The horse, as I said, he's shown a lot of natural ability at home, and it's just great. Geordie rode him very, very well. His first ride for me, first winner, picked the red hot jockey. So Brad got suspended last night, so commiserations to him, but Geordie picked up the ride, and that was great.
Well, it's all fallen into place for you today. Congratulations.
Thank you.
A lovely victory here in the first race at Ladbrokes Park, with Written By taking out race 1 for Graham Begg, a horse that was obviously bred by his father. It went through the sales but was passed in. They didn't get the money they wanted for it, so it's ended up in Graham's stable, and he's managed to get the best out of it first up this afternoon. This one obviously by Written Tycoon, wearing the same colours as Written Tycoon, so it really is a fantastic story. It comes to the races on debut and is victorious, and as he mentioned, Jordan Child's riding for Graham Begg for the very first time. I think Jordan walked out of the jockey's room and actually asked, what does Graham Begg look like? So he's certainly a jockey in form, and he's done a terrific job in steering Written By to victory. Jordan has just made his way in, and he's about to hop on the scales and weigh in, and we'll talk to a jockey that's certainly in fine form at the moment. And Jordan, we will just grab a quick word from you. I don't think anyone's riding as good as you at the moment. Just talk us through that run.
Yeah, I think he's a very nice horse on the improve. He made it pretty easy for me, just jumped out, ended up just sitting 3 wide, no cover, and really travelled into the straight, and I was very impressed the way he hit the line.
It was actually a little bit of a handful when you first got on him and headed down to the start. He was a horse that was really ready to go out there and do something.
Yeah, he was. I think he's just a bit green, a bit new to it all, and obviously the boys did a great job trying to get him into the gates, and once he was in there he was okay, but he's definitely a horse with a lot of improvement.
The track obviously was sitting at a heavy 8. What were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it's definitely in the heavy range. Hopefully the rain dies off a little bit because it's getting a little bit hard to see, but so far so good.
Well, congratulations, your winning run continues.
Thank you, cheers.
Jordan Childs, after claiming victory in race 1 here at Ladbrokes Park on a Written By. We will head though to the first time this afternoon, Adam McGrath and James Jordan at Morfettville.